the Western world has been threatening to cut aid from Uganda because the Parliament of Uganda is debating a law to hang homosexuals. And I personally think that this debate has been placed in a wrong context. You see, one, the Ugandan society, in excess, I'm sure, of 90%, I would imagine, is homophobic. I do not know how any democratic society or any democratic process can fail to produce a political movement towards legislation to stop something that society thinks is wrong. So when the Western world respond to this proposed law to hang homosexuals with threats of cutting aid, I think that first of all they become insensitive to the democratic aspirations of the people of Uganda, because democracy is capable of promoting extreme positions against minorities. And they also miss the point that the law is a reflection of something. You see, the law is a consequence, not a cause, of the hostility towards homosexuals. And therefore, the best way is not so much to fight about the law, is to promote public debate in Uganda in order to foster knowledge, the spread of knowledge and understanding, in the hope that over time you'll create understanding and accommodation of homosexuals in Uganda. Now, recently, the Ugandan newspapers published pictures of a man who was having gay sex with younger boys. I hope that these people were of mature age and therefore able to consent. They're above 18 years. So let me assume that they're above 18 years and these therefore are consenting adults. The best thing to have happened for the gay rights movement in Uganda is to have those pictures published. Because you see, initially when people saw these pictures, they ran completely mad and they were angry. But if these pictures keep going into the press every day, people will get immunized against that hostility. Because for as long as homosexuality and the physical acts of sex are something that are mysterious and people have not experienced, whether on television, in newspapers, in their daily life, they will be extremely hostile when they see it. But the more I get the sense that if people keep seeing something, if something becomes regular, routine and banal, then they become much more understanding and accommodating of it. So the very instrument that they think the Ugandan media has, you see, the subjective motivation of the Ugandan newspapers, especially the red paper, is to promote homosexuality as a vice whose practitioners must be executed. The objective outcome of the action will actually be to immunize Ugandan society against hostility towards homosexuals. So it does not matter what motivates the red paper or David Bahati to propose this law. The proposition of this law has generated a lot of public debate in Uganda. And that public debate is important for cultural change. You cannot force human beings overnight to change their deeply held traditional prejudices or bigotries, and then all of a sudden, because of blackmail that you're going to cut aid, because of intimidation, that people will change their values. People don't change like that. And therefore, rather than seek to encourage debate and understand that a democratic process involves the suggestion of an idea. When an idea is suggested, initially it is resisted, especially if it goes against people's deeply held traditional values and beliefs. Initially it is resisted, then it is debated. After a while you hope. It's not true that every idea, of course, that is debated is accepted. But over time, as a result of debate, it's possible that you can move towards acceptance. But I do not see how, without debate, you can have cultural change and attitudinal change. In this country, in the 1980s, if a person was said to have HIV/AIDS, they would be ostracized from society. The government of Mr. Yoweri Museveni did one great thing. They started a campaign to make AIDS or being HIV positive a normal thing, and to teach people that you don't need to hate someone or to ostracize them from society because they had HIV. And the government was able to achieve change. Today we see that I think because of its own democratic pressures upon it, it cannot be the leader in that movement. But what is important is, if you have a platform for free democratic debate, we hope that it will foster knowledge and understanding, and that knowledge and understanding is an important instrument in promoting tolerance.